For me, and this is Terrence, by the way, for me as someone who enjoys a park, because I kind of consider myself someone who knows the ins and outs of the parks, I have to ask you this question. Where is your favorite restroom in the park?
You know, it's funny how often since Day 2000 that question has come up.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, even Fox 11, asked me live on the air that morning, but just before I walked through the gate for 2000. And my answer, the closest.
Well played. Well played. Okay, that's good.
I mean, think about it this way. If you have Terrence, where is your favorite?
Tiki room.
The Tiki room. Okay,
Yeah.
now.
I never used the tiki room.
But think about it this way. Now, all of your listeners know the Tiki Room is your favorite. They also know that the Tiki Room is also one of the smallest in the resort. So, if you're wanting that to be your favorite, and now all your listeners also know that the Tiki Room is a favorite, you've just lost that throne.
Literally.
No pun
Guys,
intended.
it's just like when we gave away the hotness of Carthay.
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
That's
See?
true. We've screwed ourselves
yeah, I mean,
a couple times.
Carthay I love because they use 3-ply.
It is good, right? I'll tell you, my favorite bathroom in the resort is the one behind Trader Sam's. Where you go inside, there's that little walk-up counter.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Okay.
there's nobody in it, and it's themed really cool.
Yeah.
And it's my favorite.
Yeah.
That's since we're talking about potties and stuff.
Bodies. Yeah.
I feel like the only bathrooms I've
Well,
been to.
but that's the thing is because of the way that things are themed and how they've designed and decorated, it still is a funny. I mean, like going into Club 33 and getting to use the restroom in there, where
Oh my God,
at least in
forget
the
about
men's
it.
room, I believe in the women's too, but at least in the men's, the tank is 6 feet up in the air,
Yeah.
and you pull a pull cord
Nice.
that then drops the water down the pipe to flush the toilet. Versus the present day style where it's built in.
Right.
So it's kind of neat to have those different styles. Where you can joke around the different looks and everything.
Yeah, agreed, man. And it's those callbacks, and that's what Disney has always been really good at, right? Is the theming and the details, and especially like you said, the old high tank toilets. So
Yeah, exactly.
let's talk. I want to talk around your maybe 800th, 900th day, 1,000 days. Was there a point where you wanted to go do something else? Like go on vacation for longer than 2 nights, let's say, where you couldn't go in the park, and how did you deal with that internal struggle?
At this point, it has not been a struggle. Now, if you remember when I mentioned about how I started, I had been unemployed. Well,
Yeah.
Being unemployed for a while meant that I had built up a number of bills and, used up the credit cards and such.
Ah.
So now that I've had my job for a while, I've been able to pay off those bills and, the credit cards and such, and I'm starting to work on the savings so that then I can think about, going on a Disney cruise or a trip somewhere or something like that. Also my girlfriend's sitting here smiling and shaking her head. Because right now she's also a teacher and just finished her master's program and working on completing her second credential. So she's also been very busy herself with her education. And so, it just hasn't been a right time, in order to, go on a trip somewhere more than a night. I have been lucky enough that Walt did a great job of planning ahead and choosing Anaheim as the location because it is very central to a lot. While coming here every day, I have also been able to go to, Big Bear or out to Palm Springs Tramway and, go up the tram and go hiking around for the day, or down to go to SeaWorld or the San Diego Zoo, or even go on up to like Ventura to go scuba diving out in the Channel Islands or, Catalina, while still coming here to Disneyland every day.
Yeah. God, see, you're living the life that we've talked about living on the show several times.
Yeah.
That's what I think everybody in this room would do also. You can get out. I mean, it is LA, so you have to drive a lot.
Right.
But you do that anyway, so you're used to it. And there's tons of stuff to do.
Definitely, and that's just it. I mean, growing up here in Huntington Beach, I'm about 12 to 15 miles away from the park, but you always see the commercials and advertisements about how close the mountains and beach are, that, you can go up to Big Bear and go skiing in the morning and go surfing in the afternoon. And it really, I've kind of proven that point. I mean, I've even had days where I came to Disneyland in the morning time, and then I was up in Lake Arrowhead in the afternoon for a concert, So there is a lot that you can do in close proximity, or even, just last month, it was last month, when we, came to the park for a while, met up with my girlfriend when she got off work, and then I took her up to Hollywood for the blue carpet premiere of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Wow. And that's and these are little gems you're getting thrown from the parks, right?
The Pirates one helped out knowing people,
Okay.
so I was able to get my name on the list. Yeah.
Oh.
But most of the stuff is just general things.
So you're making connections there. You're meeting people who work at the park.
Like I said when I started this, that networking and communication skills that you work on, getting to know people can help out at times, be it here in the park or outside the park. You never know who you're going to be talking to.
That is right. And that one day you're talking to, Tom Skaggs or whatever, and the next day you're talking to 4 people in Concord on the internet. It's just,
Exactly. I mean, and I haven't been to Concord in years since my family moved away, because I used to have relatives that lived in Concord.
See?
Until they moved over. I think some went to Florida and the others went to Reno.
Wow.
Both probably steps up, I think, from
But yeah,
Concord.
I've spent plenty of time in Concord growing up.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really cool. Well, okay, let's talk about. Oh, sorry, Terrence. Go ahead.
Jeff, do you have a certain routine or path that you follow? Like, for instance, I know for myself, I always walk in and walk to the right and walk through that little tunnel area. Like, do you follow the same routine every day, or you just kind of just go and do something and spend your day and then leave?
The only type of routine that I have is that I park at the Mickey and Friends structure and I go into Disneyland. And that's because my count is all based on the one park, on the original Magic Kingdom.
Oh.
It's not based on the resort as a whole. So if I go to Disneyland every day, if I go to DCA, that's just using the magic of the park hopper experience. And part of that has to do with going back to the original. You could not go 366 days to Disney California Adventure because on June 14th, they were closed in order to do the press grand premiere for the grand opening of Cars Land on Buena Vista Street on June 15th, 2012.
Right.
Wow.
Wow. That makes sense. See, this actually makes it so much more interesting is that you're saying that when you say I've been to Disneyland 2028 now, days in a row, that you're actually talking about Disneyland, because I think it would be easier to go to the resort. You go in, you drive in, you go to ESPN Zone and grab a beer, and then you go home, and you're in the resort as a whole. But to go for that many days to Disneyland actually makes it that much more interesting to me.
Can you imagine if he got into the Dream Suite because he went to ESPN Zone for 366 days in a row?
I can try. I can see what I might get, like a free churro or something if I do that. But
yeah.
I had a
and yes, Sam.
I had a question for you, Jeff. This is Taryn. So you talk about your girlfriend. Did you have to, or was she excited about this when you met her, or was this something you had to convince her of?
That was something funny. We met online, but it was actually because of having an annual pass that it was an attraction point. And so we actually met here at Disneyland for our first date on day 660. It was a Monday night. And in fact, it was when Mickey's Halloween party was happening. So it meant that we couldn't, it was our first date, we didn't have tickets to the party. Yeah. So we went into the park and we hit Space Mountain. And I still remember, getting pictures of guests posing with dressed as stormtroopers, dressed with the real troopers over in Tomorrowland. And then I found the Big Bad Wolf hanging out over by the Astro Orbiter that I got a picture of.
Oh, that's cool.
And then after we had some time in the park, we walked across the street over to Pizza Press, and we got dinner over there, and we just sat there and we watched the fireworks go off. Since they had the Halloween fireworks, we watched those go off from Pizza Press for our first date. But yeah, when I had told her that I go often, beforehand when we were first starting to communicate,
Okay.
and so she actually did Google me before we went out.
Smart girl.
She wasn't sure at first, do I want to take the chance or not? But I think from looking at the smile on her face right now, I think she's still happy that she made the choice to come over.
Did you have your
that's
fingers
good.
crossed when you said you went often? Because that's a complete lie. It's not often. I go every day.
Well, that's it's kind of like now, especially nowadays. People want to call me a celebrity. At least a Disney celeb, and I think to myself, I think it's kind of funny because I've gotten to see and talk to and hang out with a number of celebrities. Be it Drake Bell, who's an annual pass holder and would come often, or I've seen Kobe Bryant multiple times, or wishing Vince Vaughn happy Father's Day when we passed each other in Adventureland. So here it is to me. Those are celebrities, and so it's always been something funny for me to me. When people want to call me a celebrity, because to myself, I've always thought of myself as just a regular guest that goes a little bit more often.
Right. You're just a dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Do you get any negative feedback from people? Like, dude, get a life, or anything weird like that? Or is everyone pretty open to like, yeah, hey, if we could do that, we would do it also?
Unfortunately, there's always... with the pros, there's always the cons.
Yeah.
All you have to do is go on social media, and if you want to see how bad people think of myself or Disney, or even, unfortunately, after this time, my girlfriend, look at the comments that get posted. And there's a lot of troll-type negative comments that get posted. I had to sit her down at one point and tell her, I said, if you want to read the articles, go for it. Just don't go past the articles into the comments.
Right.
Because, yes, there's going to be positive, but there's also a lot of negative. And when they started taking personal attacks on her, it was very extreme. I've gotten used to, the positives and the negatives, and I can block it off.
Yeah.
But for her, it was something brand new to be in the public eye. And so she wasn't used to that kind of an attack that we started to receive.
Yeah, and you know what? And that's just good advice in general, like for your own personal sanity, right? Read the articles, but never go to the comments, because the lowest common denominator is usually in the comments. If anything, any article about anything at all, it could be something as benign as, here's a guy going to Disneyland for 2,000 days in a row, or something about politics. Either one, you're going to get just the worst kind of people. So I never read comments anyway, unless I feel like getting angry, then I'll read a couple. But
well, not only that, you also find that a good number of the people that do take the time to comment don't take the time to read the article. They will they'll see, one sentence, and maybe the very first sentence, and maybe the first sentence of the second paragraph, but they'll see one sentence that grabs them and then comment on it. And it could be, hey, I go to Disneyland 2,000 days, and I can't tell you how many comments and how many messages I've received. Wow, this guy must be a millionaire that he can afford to go there every day. And all you have to do is read one more sentence to see, he has annual passes.
Exactly.
Right.
But because you don't take the time to read that far, you miss out on a lot of the details. And so that's been one of the things that I've, and how I've also, in the beginning when I would read some stuff, and so how I've learned to answer some of the questions during these interviews, because, I know that these comments are going to come, so I automatically put them into my responses that, well, I had an annual pass given to me to start, so that's how I was able to afford to go.
Mm-hmm. Right. Which is smart. I got to say, those are good tactics, man. So as you're hitting, what is it, 2028 right now?
Yes.
You don't have, and I saw your article in the OC Register, they were saying that you don't have any plans to stop. But at this point, what could get you to miss a day?
Can I make a guess?
Yes, go ahead.
Jeff, can I make a guess? Seeing that your favorite movie used to be Tron, I would say when the Tron light cycle opens at Walt Disney World, that might be a reason for him to miss, so he can go ride that ride.
You know,
Oh.
that's a possibility. You know, there's always a possibility. Now, luckily for me, that won't be coming out this year.
Right.
Right. Right. It'll be like
You know,
2020 or something.
my current annual pass is valid through until January of next year. So I've already got this year paid for. So, you know, and we'll see what happens as the year comes up towards the end. You know, that I'm continually evaluating things because for me, it was never a matter of trying to set a Guinness record. That's just something that happened in the process.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I've had another agency after 2000. There was another agency that posted on Facebook and Twitter that I had earned the record, but I have not filed it with Guinness yet since I'm still going. But according to their website, it does qualify in that it is something. Now, I can't post the most visits in 1 year because of going for leap year and hitting all 366, because there's never going to be a chance for anyone to break that record. So I have to do most consecutive visits overall to a theme park.
Okay.
And so that way it is obtainable by more than one person, and it is quantifiable. And that is through, you know, for me, I'm lucky that Disney, since they're the ones that keep track of the electronic annual passes, it's not like something where I have to hold on to individual tickets because it's all done on their side.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, you know, for you guys that might have, you know, 20, 30 visits, you know, in a row kind of thing, or want to find out, it's easy for you to walk into City Hall or one of the ticket booths to find out. Whereas for me, it now involves IT, looking at my record to get an idea of exactly how many days I've been here.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah. You know, because when it was up to 200 visits, I could swing into City Hall and they would take the time and, you know, on their computer monitor, they would count off the 200 days in a row because that was pretty easy. But yeah, once I hit 1,000, 2,000, it's something major to where it does require them to pull IT into it to run an algorithm to pull all the dates out.
Right.
Well, I got to say, Jeff, I think you're a little nuts. But
like I told the Mad Hatter on day 2000, you know, he's not the only mad one here. We're all having a good time.
Yeah, and I mean that in the best way possible, because, you know, if you're going to be, what am I trying to say? If you're going to be active in doing something, you're, I think, one of the few people who is active in bettering themselves continuously, right? Because you've said the parks elevated you. I would probably go so far as to say it maybe changed your outlook on a lot of things, and you said that you're very.
Well, not only that, like this year alone, I started to, you know, watch what I'm eating along with being active and everything, to where I've actually lost about 40 pounds or so this year.
Nice.
Good job.
You know, so I mean, even in health-wise, it's been better, not just in a mental status, you know, but also a physical status. It has helped me out. And I mean, you can go back and look at my pictures, even myself. I look at the other day, I was just looking at some pictures from a couple of years ago, and to see like how rounded my face was, and compared to my pictures from, you know, this month. And I can see the difference. It was, you know, it started out, I just had a few friends saying, have you lost weight? Have you lost weight? And I'm like, I don't know, because I hadn't jumped on the scale.
Right.
And then when I finally did, I was like, wow, I guess I really did lose weight. In fact, last month I had to finally go to Costco and pick up a couple pairs of new shorts that were smaller, because my other stuff, you know, was looking like I was going for the hillbilly style, because I was bunching up the waistline so much with my belts in order to keep them from falling.
Yeah. I love it, man. It's the real quantifiable Disney effect, and I love that. And I love this story, and I love talking to you about it tonight, Jeff, because there's not a lot of people who would do this. Not a lot of positive stories out there in the world, especially these days. And this is a good one. Bev, you have a question. Go ahead, please.
I do have a question. So, first of all, I just want to point out that we have all been to the park with Jeff.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I guess so. Yeah, at some we probably
goodness, yeah.
we probably
Yeah.
passed
As long
one
as you've
another.
been within the last 5.5 years, there's
We
a good
have.
chance of that.
true.
Absolutely. I have a question, just since you are the most experienced. Is there really an off season?
There was
biting me.
more in the past. It's there still is, but it's a lot shorter now. If you go mid to late January, or February, but you have to go before like Presidents or especially March, because like when we were growing up, you would only have 2, maybe 3 weeks of spring break, but now spring break alone is like 6-7 weeks long.
Yeah.
And so there's so many variables happening that stretch over the holidays. Or now how Halloween time used to just be the month of October. Now it starts all the way up on around the 12th of September. So you only have like a week or two from Labor Day till the Halloween time starts. And so that's your off season there. And so it really has thinned out in how much time is considered an off season. But there is still chances. I mean, if you come midweek, that's still a good time to come. Tuesday, Wednesday, is usually some of the best. Because then you have those guests that are leaving Sunday, Monday to fly home, but you're here before the guests are flying in to celebrate the next weekend or holiday. So those can make differences. The other thing to watch is, during those off seasons, like in the beginning of the year, yes, the park hours are shorter where they close 8 to 10 o'clock at night in Disneyland. But that's usually also because the crowds are a lot lower. So even though you have less hours in the park with a smaller attendance level, you still are able to travel around to hit as much, if not more, attractions than you could during a full summer day of 8 a.m. to midnight. Where like when I got here at 5 o'clock, as we're eating dinner at Pizza Port tonight, at 5:30, 6 o'clock, they sold out of fast passes for Space Mountain.
Whoa.
So, that's another 6 hours ahead, and they're already out of fast passes. And so that's something to watch for. And now having, today's the second day of having the Max Pass in use.
Yeah.
And so,
How do you like that?
yesterday it's not bad. I tried it out yesterday, just bouncing around to see how it works out. And then today I've been showing it to my girlfriend, for her first day. And I've found, pros and cons to things. One, you have to go into one of the two parks. Depending on if you have a park hopper or a one park ticket, will make that difference. If you have a park hopper, like myself, I had the Signature Plus. Now I'm lucky because the Signature Plus, being the top of the line, is the only pass that gets the Max Pass given to it for free as one of our benefits now.
Right.
In fact, Disney just announced as of yesterday that it's also, because we're the only one that gets the Max Pass, Signature Plus is also the only pass that has the Photo Pass included on it.
Right.
If you have, now if you currently have a Signature level pass, and you keep it active, then you can grandfather that photos. But if you go to purchase a new Signature level pass, I believe as of Sunday or Monday, it no longer comes with the Photo Pass option. You have to pay to upgrade,
You gotta upgrade.
to the Max Pass in order to have the Photo Pass part of it again.
That's crazy.
And so that's where, in my eyes, right now, all it does is it makes the value of my pass even cheaper.
Right.
The Signature Plus is $1,049 if you were to go and buy it today. Now, that's, even on just park admission and parking, that's about 8 days, and you've covered the cost of your pass. So if you're going to spend at least 8 days in the park over the time of the year, you've already covered that cost.
Yeah, you might as well do it.
Now for myself, coming 365 days, that brings it down to less than $2 a day for me to visit Disneyland. So it's cheaper than you going to Starbucks to get your coffee each day. And how many people do that?
Right. Probably too many.
Now, when you add on the Photo Pass and the Max Pass, it makes it even cheaper. I mean, think about it this way. If you even paid $1 per digital picture, over the last year, I've downloaded over 1,600 images.
Wow. That's crazy.
You know, because that's one of those things that before I never thought I would use. But once I had it, I got to the point where it's like I'm walking around, I see a PhotoPass photographer, standing there. I'm like, hey, you busy? You want to have a photo shoot? And I've gotten some great photographs just joking around and having a good time with the PhotoPass photographers.
That's awesome.
Especially now with the different magic shots and stuff. I mean, getting to go over and get a picture with, not only can you have Tinkerbell in your hands over here in Disneyland, but now you can go over by Guardians and get Baby Groot in your hand.
Oh, wow.
That's true, yeah.
That's cool, man. That's cool.
Yeah. So, and that all adds. So then with the Max Pass, if you don't have a Signature Plus, you're either going to be spending $10 a day per person or $75 per person to add it to your annual pass for the rest of the currency of your pass, until the renewal date. So it may be a week, a month, it may be 11 months, whatever your annual pass renewal date is, so then it's $75 per person. And because that's an add-on, you can't put that on your monthly. You have to pay the full $75 up front.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
So, but yeah, so once you get into the park to activate your ticket, you can go ahead and bring up the app and start reserving times right there in front of the train station.
Crazy. That's crazy, man. Well, hey, Jeff, we're going to let you go, but I do have some questions to ask you that we ask every guest, except Kyle. We keep forgetting to ask Kyle.
I know.
And Kyle's probably like, I know, why would you ask me? But they're just very basic questions, a couple words here and there, just kind of quick fire questions. So if you're ready for that, and then we'll let you go.
Fire away.
All right. What is your favorite Disney attraction?
The Matterhorn bobsled.
Okay.
Nice.
What's your least favorite Disney attraction?
I'm going to say Grizzly Rapids just because I don't always want to get soaked.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a great reason. Pie-eyed
Especially
Mickey.
when I'm in work clothes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, right? Pie-eyed Mickey or round-eyed Mickey?
Ooh, that's a good one. I like them both, but if I have to choose one, I'll go for Round Eye.
Okay. What old ride should they bring back to the parks?
People Mover.
Oh, I agree. What current ride?
I really miss the Tron Tunnel.
Yeah. What current ride should they remove?
Ah, man. What current ride should they remove? That's a tough call.
But you have to pick one.
Yeah. How about... Let's go ahead and say... I know there's people that are going to hate, but I'm going to say Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
Because they've already replaced the Country Bear Jamboree, and the Winnie the Pooh is a cute ride, but it's a smaller one that I think could be updated.
Agreed.
Yes.
Agreed. Who is your favorite Disney character?
In park or in all?
At all. Just at all from all time.
I like to use Bruce as my favorite.
Who's
The great white shark from Nemo.
Nemo.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Fish are friends, not food.
Because I'm also a scuba diver.
Oh, yeah, he is your friend. Okay, and then last but not least, Jeff, if you could travel back in time and meet Walt Disney, what would you tell him?
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for having the creative forethought and imagination to put this together and to start something so magical that has been shared with so many people around the world.
Agreed. Jeff, it's been a pleasure, my guy. I really appreciate it again for taking the time to sit here and chat with us. And, we'll be in the parks for that run that's happening in September. So maybe we'll cross paths and we'll get a churro together.
Definitely. Let me know when you're here.
That'd be cool. All right, man. Take it easy, Jeff. I appreciate it again. Thank you very much.
You guys all have a great night.
All right, man.
Jeff.
You too.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Wow. He's got a life going on. That's pretty awesome.
Dude, first of all, Dream Suite.
I
This
know.
is the secret show, I would say, a bunch of other stuff. But,
Yeah.
I mean, that's That's awesome. I know he's been. I know they've tossed him a Club 33
For
thing
sure.
here that they
Absolutely.
have to. Lunch at the Carnation Cafe. Are you high?
Do you think he's going to be going to that Royal thing? The Royal that Club 33 thing?
Oh, Royal Street?
Yeah, that thing.
Oh, he might. That's probably what he's talking about.
That's the restaurant that he hasn't been to.
That's probably what he's talking about.
For dinner.
Or like the Napa Rose or whatever.
Yeah.
Because he said he was going to a place where not many people have been or something like that.
Maybe 1901.
They don't do dinner.
No, he said
you're right.
that
They don't do dinner
He
there.
said that
Yeah.
he'd eaten at Club 33. He was going to eat somewhere he'd never eaten before.
Yeah,
Right.
I think it's
Right.
And
that
when
Royal
Homeboy's
Street.
been there
Yeah.
2,000
Yeah. No, that's
days,
a good- that's
he's
a good
probably
call,
eaten
Terry.
everywhere.
Thank you.
That's a good call. Okay.
So let's start the show. No,
Let's
I'm
start the
kidding.
show. Let's do some feedback.
Okay. This first one is from Rob.
Hello, Rob.
Hi guys, I got a t-shirt idea. Have you seen the shirts that say Anaheim, Paris, California, and Tokyo?
Yes.
What about a shirt that says Jason, Bev, Terrence, and Taryn? Just a thought. Thanks, Rob.
Yeah.
I think you're the only one who would get it.
I think you're the only one.
If you would.
Look, I mean, if people want a shirt like that, I will make. Well, I will make Taryn make one and then put it on TeePublic. But speaking of TeePublic,
Oh
Dear.
we got our churro shirts pulled again.
yeah.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah. So I actually had to write a what do they call it? DMCA act, the Digital Millennia Copyright Act or whatever.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Millennials are ruining everything.
Right. The problem was TeePublic was like, well, they don't mention your design or anything specific about it at all, but we just pulled it, and I think they just pulled it.
They need to quit.
Right. So then I put it back up because I'm like, oh, it's a parody, and then they pulled it again. They're like, be careful. You can get banned for putting up content that we've already pulled. So I had to write this big, long, like legal-sounding letter, which you know how well I speak, and basically citing all this stuff, and was like, "Hey, look, we're a parody. With this isn't valid because you didn't give it to us in writing because there's nothing from the complainant themselves about specifically what is copywritten. There's no example of what their artwork is that we're copywriting. So blah blah blah. Plus, it's a parody. So therefore, we humbly ask that you put our artwork back up." And hopefully that'll be enough.
Yeah.
Hope so.
But anyway, all the other shirts. So the other shirts are there, like EO and whatever, that are in that format. If you want one of our names, I didn't do it honestly. If it was anything else, I'd be like, yeah, sure, why not? But it's just because I feel weird about putting my own name on a T-shirt.
It feels a little self-serving.
It feels very self-serving. But if that's what people want, I mean,
Sure.
why not? But it's a cool. Thank you for thinking of us.
Yeah.
I think that's a really cool idea. I just don't know.
He's
if
also
it'll
in the
have
chat right now.
it. Oh.
So hi.
What were you thinking? No, I'm kidding. Oh, by the way, sorry.
Okay.
After feedback, we're going to do a rundown of all the cool stuff that happened at D23 this past weekend, and a little bit of Disney news, and then we're going to leave. So if you want to call and chime in on anything, the phone number is 925-272-9794. That's 925-272-9794. Continue, please, Turn.
All right.
Oh, and then
Stop.
go ahead.
The next one is from Marcus.
Hello, Marcus.
Hello. I'm so happy I found your podcast. When doing a
Me too,
search
dude.
for Splash Mountain on the iTunes, your podcast came up, and I'm so happy it did. I love anything Brer and listen to it on a whim. I love the history of episodes. I started downloading them randomly, then decided to subscribe. We won him over.
Nice. Awesome.
Would you ever consider doing one on Mr. Toad's Wild Ride?
Never.
No, of course. Yeah, we'll get there, I
Yeah.
think. We'll end up doing all the rides, I hope.
We should do that one next if anybody wants to tackle that. History of Mr. Toads.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll do it.
Cool. He says, I've been
Easy.
to Walt Disney World in Florida multiple times, and we lost that ride to the many adventures of Winnie the Pooh, unfortunately.
That's right.
As a male adult, I'm afraid to say I love character hunting, and I'm sad that...
As a male adult, I'm afraid to say that I love character hunting. Now, that would be a quote for a T-shirt.
That's funny. And I'm sad that at night, fewer seem to appear. As well as, why isn't there any kind of villain character dining? That'd be amazing.
That would be awesome, dude. That's a good idea.
Ooh, that's a really good idea.
Right?
Yeah.
Like Hook and Big Bad Wolf.
And,
Maleficent.
What's
Yeah.
the half
Ursula?
black, half white haired lady?
Bride of Frankenstein.
Cruella.
Cruella. Oh, thank you. Yes.
He continues, I never heard you talk about it, but do any of you enjoy meeting characters or ever go hunting for the rare ones? No. I mean,
no.
no. I actually get very nervous when I meet the characters. I don't know why.
Taryn gets weird around celebrities. So it's, I've done like a couple with like friends and their kids, right? But without kids, I don't know.
He's an adult male.
He's an adult male, but he didn't say he didn't have any kids. For me personally, without kids, I feel weird about it.
It's
I did
strange.
meet Eeyore because I used to wear Eeyore ears around, like the headband ears, and I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
To meet Eeyore, and I have a picture of me frowning with Eeyore, looking all mopey.
We have a couple photos with them, but
Yeah.
no, we don't seek them out really.
No, and mainly also because I don't want to wait in the lines. It's probably more of what it is.
Yeah, that's true.
Now that I think about it, Terrence.
So I remember this was years ago. We all took a trip to Disneyland, and our friend Warren Beardy, he didn't seek this person out, but he has a long beard, and Rapunzel found him, and so Rapunzel came up and gave him a hug and took a picture, and then walked away. And Warren's wife was.
She was heated.
No, not yet. She was a little annoyed. Like, why is this girl touching my man? And then Rapunzel comes back 3 minutes later with flowers in her hands and starts putting flowers in his beard so that his beard matches her beard. And it was the one time I was going to look for. I mean, her hair.
Yeah.
I was going to look for security. Like, security, you need to watch this person over here because she might attack.
Candy was mad, dude. Yeah.
Well, it was funny because I remember watching that and I was like, "This is the coolest thing that's ever happened that I've seen happen at Disneyland." And then I turn around and I see Candy's face and I'm like, "Oh, not for everyone."
Drilling holes in the back of Rapunzel's head.
It was funny.
And I think she was very staticky with Warren the rest of the day.
She was
like Warren had anything to do with it.
Like, why are you gonna let this girl? Why are you trying to holler at Rapunzel?
Right?
It's like, really?
I mean, let's be honest. It was just an excuse to be mad at Warren.
That's true.
We all have them.
We all have them. And then he just goes on and says he hasn't been to Disneyland as often as Disney World. And he finishes, "In the meantime, I love the new episodes and slowly trying to catch up on the many I've missed before I found the podcast. Thanks again for the time and sorry for the lengthy comment." It's fine.
Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's awesome. This next one is from Paul.
Hello, Paul.
I too thought quicksand would be a big problem growing up from the Saturday morning cartoons I watched.
Okay.
Johnny Quest and Scooby-Doo gang had real issues with quicksand. I know, right? And it would pop up just when you'd least expect it, like at a museum or a farm, the normal places for quicksand to be.
Yeah.
And I think Carol Burnett did a quicksand skit on her variety show too. So both the daytime and primetime shows warned us of the danger of quicksand. Anyway, I've been a listener for a few years. Awesome. Started listening prior to my 2015 Disneyland trip and continue listening to keep up with the best Disney park in the U.S. I've just realized this week that Terrence and Taryn are two separate people. All this time
I made that mistake once too.
All this time I thought Taryn was a nickname for the host named Terrence. Just thought I'd share that with you. Keep up the great podcast and beware of quicksand.
I'm trying to think.
So then we were the same like there was one female.
Oh, okay. I get
or
that
maybe
then.
like before Bev, he just thought like I wasn't saying anything, or I didn't have a name.
Like, yeah. So Taryn, how was your day? My day was good. How was your day, Terrence? My day was good as well. Thank you for asking.
Hey, there's a lot of mentally ill people in the world. Maybe you're two of them.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh, that's true. This next one is from Ryan. Hey guys, I've been a long-time listener of the Diz Unplugged podcast and a few other Disneyland podcasts. The Backside of Water is a little-known gem. And although I enjoy the Diz Unplugged immensely, I've found them to be prone to curmudgeonly tendencies. That's like a hashtag curmudgeonly tendencies.
Wasn't Jason called a curmudgeon?
Yeah, at one point.
The dude from Up.
That's me.
He continues, they're all older and seem to have forgotten that the park is for families and primarily kids. It's great to have a more youthful podcast that I can relate to. My wife and I are 31 and have a renewed enthusiasm for Disneyland now that we've got little ones of our own, daughters 4 and 2.
That's cool.
I also love that you guys rep the Bay. I'm in Livermore. Hey!
That's right. It's my hometown.
And have really
Jay
enjoyed...
Place.
Stop it.
Right off Ruby.
I need you to never do
Right
that.
off Ruby Drive.
Turn your microphone off.
Right off Pearl. Right off Murdell. What's up, Murdell?
Can you claim that?
Murdell Lane? Sure, I can claim Murdell Lane.
Are you done?
Jade Place. Eastside Jade.
Well, he did really enjoy listening.
Actually, it was Northside
He's
Jade.
probably done with us now.
Gosh, I'm done with this.
I'm just gonna keep.
Yeah, that's what you should do.
During the Space Mountain episode, I too finished Taryn's sentence by singing "Believe it or not, I'm walking on air."
I never thought I could feel so brown.
This guy is just like another you guys.
Yeah,
That's good.
it's great.
Welcome.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, this is perfect.
Yeah,
He says,
grab a beer, bro.
So he started singing "Believe it or not, I'm walking on air" to only be met with a tremendous eye roll from my wife. I will get along with her.
Hey, us too.
If you're ever out in the East Bay, I'd love to meet up for a beer and talk about the park. Ryan.
We live in the East Bay.
Yeah, we live here.
we're
homie.
here all the time.
Yeah, we're here right now. Come on.
All day, every day. Okay, and then this last one is from a young listener named Alex.
Hello, Alex.
Hello, Ears Up. I love your podcast. My mom asked me if I was all right, then saw my earbuds and realized I was silently laughing at your show. My dad wrote in to the 3rd episode saying he yells at his radio when listening to you. I yell at my iPod because of you. Hi, Bev.
Hi.
Taryn, your segment...
Like daughter, like dad.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
Hi, Taryn. Or, no, she said hi, Bev.
Hi, Bev.
Taryn,
Hi.
your segment, Terrence Thinks, Not Stinks, is amazing. I always laugh, and I love Jello Pool. I love your Jello Pool.
Nice.
I also love how Jason tries to leave or Terrence's booming laugh is heard in the background. I'm re-listening to episodes and recently passed Disneyland ride movies. Taryn, your idea was obviously the best idea.
Obviously.
And I almost shed a tear when I heard you say Robin Williams would play Silly Billy Willie. And it took me a second to realize when this podcast was recorded, he was still alive.
Oh.
Yeah. Terrence, yours came in second, but only because Jason's IntelliDance is awful.
Wow. Wow. What IntelliDance? I don't even remember.
I don't
what that is.
remember.
Really before my time.
I think it was, yeah. She continues, I had an idea of Rainbow Ridge, Thunder Mountain. Amanda and her 2 friends, Jasmine and Charlotte, go on Amanda's family road trip. At a stop in Rainbow Ridge, Amanda's parents want to go to the bar in Golden Horseshoe. So they tell Amanda to take her friends and her younger brother, Jason, on the educational train tour through the mines. But the train starts accidentally, and the 4 go on a high-speed adventure through the active mines with no one to stop the train. Directed by me, starring Peyton List, Dove Cameron, Bailey Madison, Bradley Stephen Perry, Nicolas Cage. I know that one.
Yeah.
And
the only
Rebecca
one.
Mader.
Crazy old
I
Nicolas
know
Cage.
who Rebecca Mader is.
Oh, that's good.
I feel like these are, I mean, look, I'm 39. I don't know who these people
know.
are, Alex. I'm sorry,
You
but
could make up names at this point. Yeah. Chad Chaddington. Yeah, that guy's great. Yeah.
I like
John
that she
Jonerson.
gave Nicolas Cage a break, though.
well, I mean,
cool.
he's probably, if I had to guess, he's probably the crazy old miner who's like
yeah.
tracing everybody out.
Yes.
Probably.
Yeah.
She says, I am 11, and I'm guessing 2 of the 4 of you will know half of these. Sorry. Oh, yeah. She's right. Okay.
There you go.
Okay, Bev, this will take a second. Your Easter eggs episode was amazing. I did not know some of the Easter eggs you said, but when I'm bored, and that's a lot, I look up Disney Easter eggs. I'm going to name 7.
Ooh.
All right.
In Big Hero 6, there is an Olaf and a hand salute. Hans, sorry. In Frozen, which I also dislike, except the songs, but not Let It Go, the mound of chocolate Anna eats is from Wreck-It Ralph. In Moana, there is a Kakamora with Baymax's face.
I found another one in
I saw
Moana.
that one, yeah.
Oh,
I haven't seen Moana yet.
it's so
Great.
good.
At the very end, Wreck-It Ralph is there, like at the end of the credits. He just,
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Just
there,
chilling.
just hanging out.
He's on
Weird.
vacation.
Also, the marshmallow monster from Frozen has a tapestry in Moana
Yeah.
when the grandma's telling a story.
Yep.
When Maui is singing "You're Welcome," once everything is now fake, and Maui is basically hypnotizing Moana to steal her boat. Flounder can be
Spoiler
seen
alert.
in a blink, and you miss it.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, she's good.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I went to Disneyland for my birthday, and I have this to say about Fantasyland. Snow White's scary adventure is horrifying. I'm almost...
It's in the name, though, Alex. I'm going to say that.
That is true. I almost screamed, and once again, I'm 11. My best friend rode it with me and gripped the safety bar way too tightly. Pinocchio. It broke down as we sat down. We didn't even go anywhere. We had to wait 15 minutes before we could get back on. I was so excited when I did the math and added 26 plus 14 minus 30 equals my birthday. But I did not have Wi-Fi at the hotel and had to wait to listen to it at home. Sorry this is so long, but I would like to hear more Imagineering ideas. I have one. Turn the restaurant into turn the restaurant next to Buzz's Astro Blasters into Pizza Planet.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Right.
Good idea.
Like the walk-up counter in Tomorrowland that faces
Yeah.
the Johns.
Pizza Planet.
Yeah. Also, I love Covier's.
Oh, thank you,
Thanks,
Alex.
And I have a memory of meeting Taryn and Jason and riding Space Mountain with them and my mom.
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
Okay, now I'm done. Sincerely, Alex.
Thank you, Alex.
It's an articulate 11-year-old.
Yeah, she's good.
Yeah.
So the Hans thing she was talking about,
Yeah.
I just saw it last time I watched Big Hero 6 when they go into the police station and they're trying to say, this guy stole my microbots. One of the wanted posters is
I
Hans.
talked about that.
Oh, I never noticed it before. I wasn't here for that episode.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, no, I talked about that.
Okay.
I said there was a wanted poster of Hans on the back.
Okay.
That's cool.
That's cool.
That's it.
That's very good.
all.
Okay.
That's feedback.
Feedback. All right. So, as you guys may or may not understand or know or whatever, D23 was last weekend in Anaheim, and they dropped some bombs, dude. Like
Yeah.
figurative bombs. But,
Well, that's good.
yeah, that's good. But some really cool, amazing things that they're going to be doing in the parks.
Yeah.
Kind of a lot of it is Disney World heavy, but I still think it's important to talk about because it's stuff that we've complained about before.
Right.
So let's keep complaining.
So let's keep complaining, right? Excuse me. First of all, Star Wars Land is now called Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. And it will never not be Star Wars Land. It just
No,
will
it's
never
Star
not
Wars
be.
Land.
Tomorrowland, well, New Orleans Square, but Frontier Land, Fantasy Land, Star Wars Land.
Bugs Land.
And Bugs
Cars
Land.
Land.
Right. I don't understand. Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Like, what? All right. And whatever you want.
Are we going to talk about that? Or are we
We're
just gonna-
talking about it.
Okay, so
Let's talk about it right now.
It's the name isn't Star Wars Land, I guess, wasn't sexy enough. I don't know how else to say it, but
Okay.
just calling it Star Wars Land didn't seem like it was enough of a name for the monstrosity that it's going to be.
Right.
But at the same time, I would have, and not to be too negative, I still think it's going to be an amazing land. I think they'll do a great job with it.
Of course, yeah.
But I wish they would have named it like Tatooine or named it after an actual city that
Not
existed.
just Galaxy's Edge.
Right, it existed in it, and then made it look like that. Because now it seems like what they're going to do is just start piecemealing different places that were from completely different planets within the Star Wars galaxy, and try to just shove them together, and then say, "Well, it's Galaxy's Edge," so And what that reminds me of, because of that, it reminds me of the Harry Potter world kind of a thing, where I was more excited about this because I thought you would be immersed into an area from the movie, but an area from the movie. But like with Harry Potter world, you have all of these areas from the movie that are not next to each other, actually next to each other in this land. So
What
I
you
don't
got to
know.
do is you got to go to the Universal in Florida and go to Harry Potter World.
Right.
Diagon Alley is infinitely better than Hogsmeade. Infinitely better.
Right, okay.
Because of that reason.
Right. So I don't know. I mean, Galaxy's Edge, I'm not digging the
I'm
name.
not stoked on it.
And there's nothing else in the park that has like a subtitle.
Right.
So it's kind of weird.
Here's the rundown. Where'd I go? Okay. New details were revealed about the immersive Star Wars themed lands that will open in 2019 at Disneyland, including the name we already talked about. The lands are set in a remote trading port on the edge of wild space, Terrence, a name that represents all of the unknown adventure happening within. It doesn't really, but that's fine.
Right.
Guests will find themselves in the middle of the action, whether they're piloting the Millennium Falcon or aboard a Star Destroyer inside a hangar bay, which seems like the most boring thing. I'm in a Star Destroyer parked. I'm in a parked Star. Cool. The scale of this attraction is unlike anything we've ever done before, said someone called Chapek, and I don't want to scroll up to find his name because my mouse is broken. Walt Disney Imagineer Scott Trowbridge told Disney fans, quote, "This is a living place, a place where your choices matter. Guests might see some galactic credits come their way, or they could end up on the list of a local bounty hunter. There'll also, of course, be a cantina for unique drink concoctions, including blue milk,
That's the dumbest thing in the world.
with a familiar face playing DJ, the droid Rex, who will hopefully have more success as a DJ than he did as a Star Speeder pilot for Star Tours. Both lands will open in 2019, but Disneyland Park guests will be the first to visit Star Wars Galaxy Edge, blah, 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 blah. So you guys can go online, and if you haven't already, which I don't know why you wouldn't have, there's a fly through. So they did a scale model. I'm assuming it's a scale model, and then with all the detail, and they did like kind of a mini cam fly through of it. And I gotta say, it looks really bland and boring. It looks very beige. It looks like a strip mall. I don't know. I don't like it. I'm not jazzed about it.
Do you think it's all going to be
anyway?
I feel like there will be more color.
I don't, because when we walked through Disney World in the Hollywood Studios place,
Yeah.
that the Star Wars area was very beige. However, I think it looks awesome. I was not excited for this whole thing at all until I saw that. And then I was like, wow, this actually, I mean, we all know they're going to do a good job with it. I think it's going to be really cool.
Look, I think it'll be cool. Don't get me wrong. And I've always said that, right? I've complained a lot about it. But in the end, I know that they will do right. Just like the Guardians of the Galaxy ride. I knew that it would be a great ride. I just complained about it.
Right.
This, I don't know. I'm watching it right now, and it's just seems really boring. I don't know. Maybe it'll be different once I'm there. And I also suffer from Star Wars overload.
Well,
I'm
yeah.
overloaded with Star Wars right now, and I kind of roll my eyes every time a new Star Wars announcement comes out or a new toy or new game. It's like, oh, good. They are milking that Star Wars franchise for everything that it's worth, and it's killing a lot of the joy that I had for Star Wars. So I'm not excited for the land. I'm not excited for it because I'm overdosed with Star Wars. 10 years ago, get out of my way.
Right.
I will camp there. But now we've had how many movies? 2 movies come out. The Han Solo movie's coming out next year. They're doing a movie every year. They did a new. Aren't they doing some sort of new series or whatever?
They are. Yeah.
All the toys.
Yeah.
I don't care about it as much. It's not as special to me.
I can understand that.
Yeah, but that's my weirdness. But you guys think it looks cool?
I do.
It's cool. There's great potential. I think the Millennium Falcon ride could be really, really amazing.
Could be.
Yeah. And then I'm also a little worried about if there's a hangar with the Star Destroyer there. How big is the hangar? Because I want to make sure that you're not seeing this from other parts of the park.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably
Well,
true
they have
too.
that rock thing, like they have in like they have. Shut up.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about. It looks a lot like the Cars Land rock sort of formation.
Oh, okay.
And I think that will probably block view. 'cause
Sure.
that
Hopefully it does.
that's
Yeah.
higher.
But but that is a good point.
It's
Just
huge.
on a sense of scale,
Star Destroyers are humongous.
how can a Star Destroyer be in a hangar?
How do you guys know
Well,
how big a Star Destroyer
Have
is?
you seen the movies?
Yeah. So think about this. The hangar that the Star Destroyer would be in would be a hangar in a building that is the size of the Death Star. That's humongous.
Let me Google how big
Oh.
is a Star Destroyer. Look at that.
I
Auto-populate.
actually want to hear someone describe. Well, you see, it's for approximately.
I feel like that's exactly what's happening right now.
Yeah.
It's a mile long. It's 5,200 feet long.
That's insane.
So how can it be in a friggin' hangar? And
The
then
hangar's going to be huge. It's going to be humongous.
but it can't be there. It can't. The whole thing can't be there. So maybe you're on the bridge of a Star Destroyer. You want to know how many TIE fighters are on a Star Destroyer?
Because that's the thing. That's where the TIE fighters
they
are
have
being launched from.
At least 37,000 officers and crew, counting the Stormtrooper complement. One division or legion of 9,700 men would total 46,700. You want to
Never
know
cared.
how long a superstar can? Just kidding.
So I have a question.
Good
Are you
point.
sure you have a question?
Yeah.
You sound very unsure of it.
This walkthrough and the model and everything,
Yes.
that's the one for Disney World.
Is it? I don't know. I would
Well,
assume it's for
in
Disneyland
the
because it's going to
article-
be open first.
Well, in
but
the-
I don't know.
No, in the article, the title is Disney's Hollywood Studios Star Wars
Okay.
Theme Land Update. So maybe we are not getting that giant thing.
That's a good point. I don't know. I haven't seen anything that says it one way or the other, so I may be totally wrong. But what we're definitely not getting is a Star Wars themed resort at Walt Disney World. Again,
well,
it's
the whole thing.
too
The
much.
whole resort is becoming Star Wars.
It's too much for me. It's too much for me. Part of a new Disney 360 vacation concept, this revolutionary new vacation experience will be a living adventure, and we talked about this before, that allows guests to immerse themselves in an entirely new form of Disney storytelling. Do I really want to read it? No. So basically, you walk in the hotel and you get a storyline. Everybody gets a storyline.
Oh, really?
And then you interact with
It's
each
like a
other
mystery
within
dinner.
the storyline.
I like it.
From the second you arrive, you'll become a part of Star Wars history. You'll immediately become a citizen of the galaxy and experience all that it entails, including dressing up in the proper attire.
I don't like that.
I don't like that.
The story will touch every single minute of your day. Don't like that. And it will culminate in a unique journey for every person who visits.
I mean, if you're going there just for that, then whatever. Cool.
Yeah.
But if you're going there on vacation and that's just an added part of your vacation, then
That's
I
a
don't
lot.
think that's a good idea.
I mean, yeah, it just, I don't know. Look, God bless them. Okay.
Also, I saw the rooms that they expect you to be lodging in, and
Well, I don't think those are
Homie,
the
don't
rooms.
play that.
I don't think those are the rooms. They can't be the rooms because those look very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So those are the big Star Wars announcements. I don't care about them anymore. I'm kind of officially over Star Wars, which really hurts my inner 14-year-old, but such is life. Another ride that we're getting in, are we getting this in Disneyland?
Which one are you talking about?
Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
no, we are
No,
not. That's
that's Disney
replacing the movie ride.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. The great movie ride
I'm
is dying a
so
quick death.
happy.
Sorry, buddy.
Oh my
Oh, it's
God.
gonna
I
be
know it's.
so
I know it
good.
hurts you. It hurts the
That movie,
the
that ride
50-year-old
is
man that lives inside of
so
you.
bad. Anyway, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway will allow guests to step through the movie screen and find themselves inside a Mickey Mouse cartoon short. This is exciting to me. This, I think, sounds really cool. Of course, they had to throw in a masterpiece pun. Rafferty said the Imagineers are calling the new experience 2.5D. No glasses are required to turn the flat world of the Mickey cartoon shorts into a dimensional display of amazingness.
They actually said amazingness.
Amazingness, yeah. And it's going to have more hidden Mickeys than any other attraction anywhere.
Wow.
Oh.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah, that's kind of cool, man. So that seems cool. The only issue I do have with it is like
something to do.
it's like the new version of Mickey Mouse where he's kind of like hipper.
Right.
And it's not like the classic Mickey Mouse that we all know, which, whatever. That's fine. Big plans for Disney World 50th anniversary. No one cares. I mean, everyone cares, but
We don't.
no, we don't. They're going to have a new dining experience in Epcot where you can dine in space. That'll be weird.
I think that's the restaurant that we went into. And
No.
it had the talking trash can.
I know what you're talking about. No, this is going to be a brand new restaurant,
Oh.
apparently.
Because it looks just like it.
Yeah.
All right.
And then, of course, Tron is coming to Magic Kingdom, the Tron Light Cycle. And we complained about this, of course, which, not that we did that much complaining, but
Didn't we say that the thing that was released was inaccurate? Or am I confusing our...
I don't know what you're
I
talking
feel
about.
like we watched
now.
a ride, like a sneaked ride through or something, and you were like, this is not real. There's no way this is real.
You're talking about the Pandora Johns.
I am talking about the Pandora. I won't use the word Johns.
Okay.
But yes, I am confusing things.
No, we were talking
You're
about
correct.
that when we were talking about Shanghai in the opening, and Shanghai has the Tron Light Cycle, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
And
yeah.
then we're like, why does every other park get everything better?
That's cool.
Right.
Why isn't this in the American parks first? Well, now it is. It's going to be next to
Space Mountain.
yes, Space Mountain, and it won't replace anything.
Right.
It'll be its
just
own
an addition.
new thing. Now you have a problem with this, Terrence.
I just don't think it's necessary. I mean, you
But
already.
why wouldn't you want a new
no,
ride?
Hold on. Why is everyone yelling at me?
because you just
Because-
said, why is a new ride necessary?
No. I'm not saying why is a new ride necessary. I don't think it's necessary there. I think they could have put it in a different park that doesn't get as many visitors.
Where?
They could put it in Hollywood Studios. So Hollywood Studios.
Well, they're getting everything.
They're
They're
getting,
not getting it.
Toy
They're-
Story, and
You're
they're
right.
they're getting
Toy
Star Wars.
Story World or Land. I forgot about
Yeah.
Toy Story Land.
Where's Pandora going?
It already
in,
exists. And
That's
it's
Animal
Animal
Kingdom.
Kingdom.
Whatever. Sure.
Oh, I don't know. It just seems weird to me to put it there.
by
want it.
Space Mountain. I want it too, but where would you put it here? I would personally
you would-
rather have this than Star Wars Land.
I'll tell you.
I'll be completely honest with you.
I don't know.
And I
about that.
love Star Wars. I
Yeah,
love Star
We
Wars.
have the shirt on. I can
I
tell
have the
you
shirt
love
on.
It. Yes.
I got Mark Hamill back
Yes.
here. I got a bunch. I love Star Wars
Yeah.
to death, and I am not excited about the new Star Wars Johns at all. I would much rather have a Tron Light Cycle ride. I'd rather have 5 Tron Light Cycle rides. I would rather have a 10-minute Tron Light Cycle ride.
Than
10
the
minutes.
entirety of Star Wars Land.
Yes.
Wow.
Weird.
Okay.
because I think it's going to be
They could get rid of Heinrich.
not good enough. That's my.
I don't know
That's
about
all I
that.
have to say about that.
I have to disagree with you there, but I also disagree with Terrence.
Here's the
disagree with everyone.
the truly exciting news of this whole announcement. Everyone talks about Star Wars Land. Everyone's talking about the Marvel Hotel. I don't even know what that's about. This to me is the most exciting announcement of them all. It is the gondolas are coming back to Walt Disney World.
Yeah.
The Skyway of Tomorrow, or the Skyway to Tomorrowland, or whatever it was called, that's coming back. It is now called the Disney Skyliner. And they say, with gondolas themed to beloved Disney characters, the Disney Skyliner will connect Disney's Art of Animation, Pop Century, and Caribbean beach resorts and other locations with Disney's Hollywood Studios and the International Gateway at Epcot. So
it's cool because it's another way to get from your hotel to a park. So that part's
a mode of
awesome.
transportation.
Yeah, dude.
But those things are terrifying.
I know. I can't wait. They're just.
Are you serious?
No, I don't know.
Okay.
But
I
what
like
am I
those
going to say?
things.
I loved the thing as a kid, for sure. I mean,
As a kid, when you
it's
don't,
a big ski lift.
Yeah, exactly.
I know.
Yeah.
It's very scary. It's on a wire.
But you're also
and then it
afraid
goes
of
over
quicksand.
It goes over the thing, and it goes and it like bumps, and then
No,
your cousin
And then it shakes a
tries
little
to
bit.
shake
And then
it,
it
and shake you off.
swings. It's
All right, well,
terrible.
your cousin won't ride with you.
Was that at Great
so-
America or because the ones at Great America
It was
super
at the
jank.
Oakland Zoo.
What I-
those
my
are
que-
crazy
Death
janky.
traps.
Yeah, you're right.
And
on
he
that.
tried to rock it.
as you're going over the lions.
Yes.
Oh my god!
Yes.
Tell me about it. Like, and I wasn't even that young. I was probably like
This was 2 days ago.
like 14 or 12, and my cousin just is same age as me, just shaking the thing, and he's like, "It's funny, right?" And I just wanted to die.
Well, you would have.
I
if you
almost
succeeded.
you
did.
definitely would have.
No, if
That's for sure, dude.
No, I like it though. I like it's a little nod to the past. I like that a lot. I wish we still had those in Disneyland as well.
Me too.
But I just wonder if history is going to repeat itself and they're going to need to take them out again
Right.
Because of the large people.
because of the fatness.
Yeah. Ratatouille is getting some love in the French Pavilion at Epcot. Speaking of Epcot, a Ratatouille-inspired attraction will take guests on a dazzling chase across a kitchen with the sights, sounds, and smells of Gusteau's Parisian restaurant. Patterned after the #1 family attraction at Disneyland Paris, the new attraction will open by the 50th anniversary of Disney World in 2021.
Nice.
Didn't we talk about doing something like that? Wasn't that someone's...
That was me.
Terrence.
An
It's your boy.
An interactive meal would have been so great.
I agree. I agree. Here's another interesting, cool, and loving thing that we enjoy for Disney's Hollywood Studios. Will open the summer of 2018. That means we'll be able to see it, Taryn, when we go back next year.
Oh.
If we still are we still doing that? We're still
I
doing
don't
that.
know.
I think we have people counting on us to do that. I think we have
But
people,
nobody's booked anything
I think people we can see. Disney announced that Toy Story Land at Disney's Hollywood Studios will open in the summer of 2018. In the new land, you'll find yourself shrunk to the size of a toy to explore the world of Andy's backyard with your favorite Toy Story characters, including Woody and Buzz. And Toy Story Land will feature 2 new themed attractions. Slinky Dog Dash will be a family coaster attraction where you'll zip, dodge, and dash around many turns and drops that Andy has created to really make Slinky and his coils stretch to his limits.
Interesting.
Alien Swirling Saucers will also be a new attraction at Toy Story Land. It's
So
designed
teacups.
as a toy playset that Andy got from Pizza Planet, inspired by the first Toy Story film. Aliens are flying around in their toy flying saucers, trying to capture your rocket toy vehicle with the claw. That sounds
awesome.
cute.
I like that.
Yeah, that sounds cute.
I love Pixar.
I love Pixar. It's
I love
my
Pixar.
favorite.
Me too.
And then last but not least, Paradise Pier in Disney's California Adventure, the second best park in Anaheim, is going to be rethemed to Pixar.
Yay!
This is the best. This is the most exciting news.
They got it right.
Yeah.
Yes.
They got it
Gondola,
right.
John.
It's going to be called Pixar Pier and allows Walt Disney Parks and Resorts to bring even more favorite characters to life. Starting next year, Pixar Fest will include a new fireworks spectacular, special characters, and entertainment moments, whatever an entertainment moment is. For me, it's a churro, but whatever.
No, it's probably like in Cars Land when randomly like that one car comes out and it plays music and then they do like a musical thing.
Yeah, I
with
think
it.
it's those things.
Like
Sure.
that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Also, next year, the Pixar Play Parade will move to Disneyland Park in order to make way for the fan favorite Paint the Night parade, which will move back and move to Disney's California Adventure with a brand new float.
Yes.
In case anyone cares, in case anyone gives a heck. And then also, this fall, guests will be able to see Radiator Springs get a Halloween layover.
I love that idea too.
Me too.
So they should
Really?
That surprises me a lot.
Oh my
they-
God.
love that idea.
That they
Well-
like the idea?
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
me
I think
too.
it's kind of stupid.
I just
Oh
don't
my
understand
gosh.
the purpose of it.
If there's anyone that's going to celebrate Halloween, it would be Mater. That would be
What?
it's so great.
Why?
Because he's just whimsical like that. He would definitely do that. You can see Mater with fake fangs and like a Dracula collar on.
I mean, I can see it.
Yeah, basically, I think it would be great. I'm really looking forward to this.
So I think, and it was funny because Kyle, I'm just gonna say his name because I don't care. Because Kyle and I were talking about this a couple months ago, and he was like, "Dude, that land is ripe for a Halloween overlay."
Yeah.
And you know, I don't know if he was just reading rumor sites or what, but it happened. So I told him, I was like, the only way it would be really cool is if they did stuff like in the 50s Halloween decorations, like this kind of stuff.
Ah, yeah.
Like
yeah, yeah.
just Google 50s Halloween
yeah.
decorations and go to images,
Yeah.
and like the old black cat with like the orange pants, or like the old witches, or the paper skeletons with the like accordion paper arms and
Yeah.
legs and stuff like that. That is what I could see Cars Land looking like.
Yeah.
Super old school, super 50s,
That's
60s
cool.
looking.
Yeah, that's a
that's
great
in my
idea.
mind what I want.
It's a great idea.
So how
Thank
much
you.
do you think the DCA Halloween party is going to be?
Oh.
That John better be free, dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea. Dan in the chat room said candy corn and the bread cone. He said that would be a great thing for them to do on Halloween.
Sure.
That's-
Yeah.
I think he was joking because, really? Candy corn and a bread cone. Think about it. It's really, really stupid.
Why is that dumb?
It's like, I'm sorry, Dan, but that's like,
But you're
it's
dumb.
candy in a bread bowl.
Yeah, you're only using it to hold it.
No, you eat the bread bowl.
You
Hello.
don't have to.
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
What's
how
a
about
bread
this?
cone?
You haven't had a bread cone before? You haven't had the chili or the
Yeah, that makes sense. Chili and a bread cone makes sense.
Okay, so how about candy corn and a waffle cone?
Yes.
Okay, there. They'll do that then.
How about
I'll write
candy
in.
corn never because it's awful.
Well, that too.
Yeah, candy corn's terrible.
Yeah, Dan says that was a joke, Terrence.
I think it's good.
I mean, he probably would say it's a joke now regardless because you told him it was
Because
a
you guys made
terrible
him feel
idea.
stupid.
That's true.
Like, no, let's just play it.
I didn't make him feel stupid. I said it was. I said he.
That's true.
I may have said he
Taryn
was
can't
stupid.
make people do anything that they don't want to do.
Ever. Ever.
Okay, we're going to take a break real fast. I need to go to the bathroom. I also want to get a beer.
Okay.
Okay.
I want you to cut this out of the show, and live people can listen. I don't care.
Okay.
You want to split a beer with me, Taryn?
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to.
Taking our first break.
Forgot this is still on.
I have a mosquito bite on my knee.
Yeah.
Sour beer?
Yeah, sure. Candy corn
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Do you see what Terrence is Googling?
What?
You're a douche.
What's he Googling?
Corn cone. Candy corn cone.
No, I get
Filled
it.
with candy corn. That's amazing.
Who wants that much candy corn?
Nobody.
A lot of people like candy corn.
Yeah, old people, 80-year-olds.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet that,
What?
I don't know,
Okay. that's what I thought.
14% of society.
Yeah, let's take a poll. I'll tell you what. Let's do some Disney news. What do you guys think?
Sounds
Yep.
good.
Good.
All right.
The past, present, and future with all the news that's fit to cover. It's the Ears Up Disney News.
Okay.
I literally just typed the same thing.
What is happening?
I just love messing with Terrence. He asks the chat who likes candy corn, and I like to just immediately say no one.
You're such a jerk.
Nobody. Nobody
Just
likes candy
blocked
corn.
me immediately. No one. No one better say nothing.
My cursor wasn't on because I was actually typing at the same time she did, and it would have been like, both of us just no.
Candy corn flavored popcorn.
You stop it. Ew.
It's just sugar popcorn.
It exists. I'm telling you.
candy corn flavored candy corn.
It does exist, but it should it?
Candy corn flavored ice cream.
Yeah, when I get a job at Disney, planning the whole Halloween thing.
All right.
Show you.
Yeah, you're gonna present that idea, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, you dumb."
Okay, Muppets actor and puppeteer Steve Whitmire, who portrayed Kermit the Frog for 27 years, discussed his sudden firing by Disney in an interview with the New York Times. Whitmire called Disney's decision a, quote, betrayal, and claimed the media giant's reasons were minor and fixable. This is my life's work, Whitmire says, the only thing I've done my whole adult life, and it's just been taken away from me. I couldn't understand why we couldn't resolve this. Whitmire said Disney's executives gave him two reasons for his firing. The first involved the notes Whitmire was giving top creative executives on ABC's 2015 reboot of The Muppets, which ended after one season. Whitmire said the executives were, quote, uncomfortable with his notes. The second reason, Whitmire says, revolves around contract negotiations for a video shoot for an unnamed outside company with Kermit and several other Muppets. The Screen Actors Guild, of which Whitmire is a member, disagreed with Disney over how much the performers should be paid and ultimately advised Whitmire to not do the project, which he agreed. So apparently this dude was giving notes to the people at ABC and they didn't like that.
That's,
So you can't have an opinion?
no.
Or is that what he's maybe trying to say?
They were quote uncomfortable
And it was, what, 27 years, you said?
for 27 years.
27 years.
While Whitmire said these were issues that could be easily solved, Disney executives said they were persistent. Debbie McClellan, who heads Muppet Studio at Disney, said, the role of Kermit the Frog is an iconic one that is beloved by fans, and we take our responsibility to protect the integrity of that character very seriously. We raised concerns about Steve's repeated unacceptable business conduct over a period of many years, and he consistently failed to address the feedback.
Jeez.
Well, then where's your write-ups? Where's all this in his notes?
Exactly.
Like what? Like where is this?
Have you done your due diligence up to this point?
Right. Disney defended further the decision to fire Whitmire, saying he was difficult in the workplace and during contract negotiations. Oh, he was difficult during negotiations. Are you serious? That's what you're supposed to be.
That's a go-to.
Yeah, family members of Muppets creator Jim Henson also backed up Disney's decision to dismiss Whitmire. Disney purchased the Muppets in 2004, though the Henson family still runs the company. Along with Kermit the Frog, Whitmire portrayed favorites like the Muppets Rizzo the Rat, Statler of Statler and Waldorf, Ernie on Sesame Street.
Man.
Dude, he joined, I think he was also, oh, God. No, come on. I can't think of the guy, the prawn.
Jason's breaking.
Oh, the prawn.
Oh, I think he was the prawn boys, too. I follow him on Twitter, for God's sake.
Really?
Yes, he's hilarious.
Oh, he's like he has like an accent.
Yeah,
Like-
okay.
Pepe.
Yeah.
Pepe. I
Pepe.
think he's Pepe, maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, he joined the Jim Henson Company in 1978 at age 19.
Wow.
It's like with the Henson family and Disney all on one side. It's like you kind of have to believe them.
Well, but
at
they have to toe the party line. There's no way the Henson family was going to, I would bet they're contractually bound. Lisa Henson, Jim Henson's daughter and current president of the Jim Henson Company, said Whitmer was very aggressive during contract negotiations, opposed developing an understudy for his role, and blackballed young performers by refusing to appear on the show with them. Jim Henson Company chairman and Henson's son Brian Henson added that Whitmer would send emails and letters attacking everyone, attacking the writing, and attacking the director.
Wow.
Well, look, I'll be honest. The Muppet Show, it was cute, but it wasn't the greatest thing in the world.
Oh, I loved it.
It needed some notes. It wasn't perfect.
Right.
It definitely wasn't perfect.
I understand that.
So I'm just going to say that... But also, if you do a role for 27 years that's iconic as that... I think you get some leeway to tell me how you think that your character should be portrayed. Sorry.
I agree. I also think that with him not wanting to develop understudies, a lot of people are afraid for their job. So think about you being in a position where you're doing such a recognizable voice, and you're training someone to be able to do that voice. Who's to say that they won't pay that person less than you
For sure.
to do the voice and just get rid of you? It happens all the time in the corporate world.
Yeah.
You have people who are training
It's
the
happened
person
at
replacing
Disney.
them. Yeah, exactly.
Disney got taken a court over it.
Right, you're right. You're absolutely right about that. So I can understand where he's coming from with that.
For
Well,
sure.
that's probably why he felt comfortable sending emails and attacking the director, because he had job security, or he thought so.
Right. Despite these disputes, Whitmer said he tried to mend things with Disney and the Henson Company. After learning of his dismissal, Whitmer said he had a lawyer approach Disney about adding provisions to his contract that would ensure he would neither give creative feedback nor talk to the Screen Actors Guild during contract negotiations. That was one of them, where he can't talk to his union during contract negotiations. See, I think Disney's a little shady on that
That's
one.
hecka shady.
Yeah, I don't know.
Disney
about that one.
reportedly declined. So these are the things that they wanted him to fix. He said he would put him in his contract, and they said nope.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Dude, that's too bad.
I thought the whole purpose of having a union was so that when you had negotiations,
Right?
they were there to fight for you.
You think? But apparently Disney doesn't like that. I mean, we know how Disney operates. Let's be honest, man.
They suck. They just happen to make something I really love.
That's true.
Right.
Well, they're smart.
Wine.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, if there was a Disney wine. Drunk.
Let me go to Google.
There
Dear
actually
Google.
is. It's at Carthay.
Really?
Disney Family Wine.
Disney Family? No, I don't think it's Disney Family.
It was the Disney Family Wine. Yeah. I mean, they had
No,
their
I think
name
it's
on
like
it. They
I think
didn't
it's like
make
Kurt
it.
Russell's wine or whatever.
If you want to do a marathon, they have
The
a
Lassiter.
Disney Wine and Dine half marathon.
Yeah,
I
sign
like
me
your-
up.
She just wants to do the wine part.
right.
I'll just
Just a-
handle that BB Coastal. I'm cool.
Can I do a wine and wine half marathon?
Can I just do a wine drinking marathon?
This is a cool article and kind of plays with our article about our show about using Disney research to come up with new stuff. Check out how familiar this is. On Sunday, July 16th, Disney announced that its Lucasfilm subsidiary and Lenovo are developing a smartphone-based augmented reality headset, which will feature Star Wars games like HoloChess, along with a peripheral Bluetooth lightsaber.
Okay. Who from
I don't
Disney
know what any
listens
of
to
that
our
means.
show? Seriously, who from Disney listens to our show?
That is exactly my ride.
Yes.
Content, where you have just a hilt,
Yes.
and you have VR goggles.
And then it's reacting to it. Oh my gosh.
I mean, look, I don't think that. Don't get me wrong. I don't really think that someone listened to the show and 2 months later has something that they can announce.
No, you're
right.
right.
I
You're
don't
right.
believe that.
Well, and we got these ideas from things that they were studying. So.
Right. That's correct. The headset is essentially a lightweight iPhone holder attached to a clear plastic visor. The cell phone's images are reflected onto the visor, allowing digital images to mingle with the physical reality in often startlingly realistic ways. This is a guy who's like
horrible
writing where
writing.
he's like trying to calm down everyone who's 60 and over, trying to read about this.
Skynet!
Yeah.
Skynet!
Oh my God. Disney's VP of Advanced Development, Mike Goslin, revealed the project on stage and showed video of several games in progress. The breathless crowd. Breathless. They were breathless. They turned the oxygen off.
Everything's fine.
I didn't
Don't
do
worry.
it.
It wasn't. It was me.
Well, I know it was you, but did you have liquid in the...
be right back.
Disney's VP of Advanced Development, Mike Goslin, revealed the project on stage and showed videos of several games in progress. The Breathless crowd, again, the Breathless
They're
crowd.
Still breathless.
Right, they are.
5 minutes later.
Oh my God!
What was
right?
that terrible song? Leave me breathless.
Saw miniature rebel stormtroopers and walkers battle on the rug, as well as a life-sized stormtrooper and the famous circular hollow chessboard from the classic Star Wars movie, replete with animated pieces.
Nice.
The app will presumably support other AR as well, which would make the Disney Lenovo Star Wars headset a much bigger play. The most dramatic change AR enables is making the camera the primary interface. Instead of looking down at your handset, as we do now, you'll be looking up and out your camera.
I like it. I like the idea.
I think it, yeah, for sure, dude. I'm just scanning this or whatever. They want this to be in the $200 range
That's doable.
in time for the holiday season.
That's very doable.
No, wait, I'm sorry. Disney isn't revealing a release date or the final price or the price of the
So
peripheral.
did you just like,
lightsaber.
sorry, did you just...
It's fine. But the teaser video strongly suggests Christmas. That's crazy.
That was something.
No, I think that's very doable. Look at what Samsung's already doing with their VR stuff. This is very doable.
I think so too. It sounds like they already have games in development and all that kind of stuff. But hopefully they won't rush it for a Christmas release. I mean, if it's not ready, it's not ready. I'd rather just wait. You know what I mean?
I agree.
They have a promo video of this gal taking a lightsaber up and it just shows nothing. But she's like, then she smiles. It's like, okay, great. Coming soon. Yeah, nothing about this ad strongly suggests anything. The teaser video strongly suggests Christmas. No, it doesn't at all, as a matter of fact. But
Is there a Christmas tree in it? Or what?
right.
That is pretty
just-
neat, though. That's a good idea.
Yeah. Oh, they do have prototype footage on Twitch. If any IP can sell high-tech experiences at a premium price, Star Wars would be the one to do it.
It's true.
That's true. That'd be dope, dude.
Yeah.
That would be dope. God, and there was another article. I friggin' lost it, though. See if I can find it real fast.
I have a few of yours right here if you know what it was about.
No. That's fine. Whatever. It doesn't matter. All right. Did we do all of our show stuff? We did all of our show
We
stuff.
did.
Feedback.
We didn't really do an intro.
We
but
didn't really do an intro,
People
but that's
know where
fine.
to find us.
Right. People know where to
They're
find us.
listening.
People know to go to Patreon. People know to go to brownpapertickets.com and search for us to go and see us live November 11th. Those tickets are, I think we have like 2 left.
Yeah, I know.
There might be a couple more released as we get closer. I don't know yet. We're starting to talk about maybe getting a couple more seats in there. So,
Okay.
but don't wait. Don't
Well,
sleep
yeah,
on it.
if there's an interest, you just have to let us know.
Right.
There's an interest.
I don't know that.
But an interest costs money, so
Right.
No, I know. There's an interest. People who want to pay money to go. So
Well, then there's tickets available, and they
Word.
should still they should buy them up now because I can't guarantee that we'll be able to open it up. Okay, I always feel weird when we do shows like this because it's very out of order, and I feel like I'm forgetting a bunch of stuff. But
I think we've hit everything.
I
The
think so, too.
feedback. Yeah,
I think we've
we're
hit
good.
everything too. So let's do the fact of the show, and we can get out. Although World of Color was built in 2011, there's actually a lot of forgotten effects that haven't ran for years. When World of Color opened, there were the bubble projectors and butterfly fountains that were an operational nightmare, apparently. But the big ticket item was the original show's sequence composed of the Firebird suite from Fantasia 2000, Night on Bald Mountain from Fantasia, and Hellfire from The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Although the songs made the show, the main feature was a 65-foot Chernabog made by
that?
fountains on a telescoping mast that never got a chance to perform. I think it's the thing from the Night on Bald Mountain. I think it's like a monster guy.
oh,
It is, yeah.
Okay. Eventually, the whole sequence was replaced by a new Pirates of the Caribbean sequence, which still plays today. So that's crazy that they've still done stuff that they can't make work.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's weird. Okay, everybody, we're going to take off. Thank you to Jeff for coming on and talking to us about his 2028th day in the park. That was
While in the park.
while in the park.
That's
yeah,
crazy.
that was. Like I said, the guy's a little crazy. He's a little nuts. But, I think you have to be. I think he's nuts in a good way.
Yes, I
Let's
agree.
be completely honest about that. Okay, everybody. Until next time, we will see you in the parks.